So I decided to randomize Dark Souls 3, and I thought I'd take you along for the journey. Let's see what the randomizer has in store for us. A great diversity of either short weapons with zero reach, or giant weapons that will leave us on the verge of being over encumbered, each paired with a lovely shield that can't parry. Finally, a reasonable length and reasonable weight, and a shield that parries. Wait, is that the fucking Storm Ruler? Okay, well, I guess we're headed off into the world with Yorm's gimmick weapon and level 1 stats. Off to a great start. Well, it's off to the races, and we take out this human candelabra and very much intentionally leave the ashen Estus flask behind. We zip into the back, where we encounter Logan's simp, a bit out of place outside the libraries of Lothric. Because he can't move away, he pulls out his full moveset. Did you know the Lothric Sage has melee attacks? We win the battle against our own stamina bar, and the Sage falls. We make a beeline to Udex Gundir's arena, and who's our first boss gonna be? The Abyss Watchers. A fight that involves constant motion and evasion should be perfect for our literally bare minimum endurance levels. Well, that went well. Look, we're dusting off the cobwebs here, okay? Let's try it again. We make the decision to trade a little damage in exchange for getting the Watcher to 50% health as quickly as possible. This is because the 3 Watchers are normally staggered in 20-second intervals, which means you need to kite the first 2 around for 40 seconds before the 3rd resurrects. However, the 3rd will also rise once the boss health bar hits 50%, so you can actually cut the time in which you're exclusively aggroed by getting him to 50% as quickly as possible. Once he's up, we try to keep the 2nd Watcher aggroed so that the 3rd can deal with the boss. The 3rd Watcher is of no use to us if the first 2 gang up on him and obliterate him, so a good Abyss Watcher strat is to keep one focused on you, extending the amount of time the other 2 can distract each other and wear each other down. Phase 2 starts a bit rocky, but we get into the groove of it soon, and the Abyss Watchers go down. We plow our way through a bunch of Ringed City DLC enemies into Firelink Shrine, and quickly encounter an obstacle that will plague us for the rest of the run thus far. Where, oh where, is the key progression item? In this case, we need to produce the Coiled Sword in order to travel to the High Wall of Lothric, and we're soft-locked from continuing until we do so. However, since the items are randomized, we didn't receive it from killing the Abyss Watchers. Now, based on the randomizer setting, every key progression is discoverable, but doing so may require long chains of sequential access. And so the search begins. I head back out into the cemetery without ever dying to the Ringed City DLC night. And gather items, looking for the coiled sword. No luck. Perhaps this Irithyll NPC who dual wields upside down bongs may have what we're looking for. As it turns out, he does, but it takes me an agonizing amount of time to realize that, and tragically, I continue my search in vain. I decide that the roof might be a good place to look, and I make it to the proper exit with the practice ease of an expert navigator. After flawlessly executing the tree jump on the first try, I explore the upper levels and find nothing. Naturally, since I already actually have it. Let's just say I spend the next 20 minutes retracing my steps and looking literally everywhere before finally coming to the realization that the store items unlocked by the ashes might also be randomized. On a dream and a prayer, I head back yet again to Firelink Shrine and give the ashes to the creepy, avaricious old lady, and voila, it's the coiled sword. I put a few levels into Vigor, Vitality, Dex, and Strength, and we are finally off to the High Wall of Lothric. Over at Lothric, it's feast or famine with the randomizer. The first two paths are usually covered with mostly non-aggroed easy enemies, but they've been replaced by some true monsters. It's initially horrifying, but seeing a Black Knight and a Millwood Knight just standing around doing nothing brings a sigh of relief. I say fuck you to the Evangelist hiding behind the crates, pick up Emit Force in the Saint's Ring. Perhaps later I'll play around with magic, but these are useless for now. The big question now is, will the dragon spawn or be replaced? Well, asked and answered. I clear out some bullshit and check to see that Grey Rat hasn't been replaced. Yep, still there. We'll need to find his key at some point, but I'm not sure if it will be in this level or all the way at the end of the game since it's a non-essential NPC quest. Out on the rooftops, I grab the Dragon Slayer Great Axe? The fuck? Apparently boss soul items are also going to be randomized into the map. So what will the boss souls unlock? Well, spoiler alert, I still haven't found the transposing kiln, so I actually have no idea. Inside, I don't die to the Black Knight hiding behind the pots. Down in the courtyard, Chunky Angel Knight is replaced by literally the two worst enemies in the game, the Jail Maidens from Irithyll Dungeon, and the Bloodflies from the Chapel of Ariandel. Fuck me. I talk to Emma and pray, knowing even as I do that my prayer will go unheeded, that she'll give me the small Lothric banner, and it's a Titanite shard. Terrific. And then I stroll into Vort's arena for the first proper boss encounter. Who could it be? Oh, fuck me. It's the curse-rotted Greatwood. Now, viewers of my channel may recall that I haven't been the kindest to the Greatwood. Is this fight hard? No, but it is mechanically and aesthetically offensive to me. Larding the arena full of reused enemy assets is quite literally the laziest way of tacking on difficulty to a boss when its own moveset fails to do so. From his numinous perch on high, it seems Miyazaki has decided to humble me, because for as bad as I thought the vanilla encounter was, this is so much worse. The regular arena for the Great Wood is not only big enough for it to move around, it also disperses the enemy spawns enough that they're not much of a nuisance. In this medieval storage closet, however, everything is so tightly packed that moving is almost impossible, and the enemy spawns turn into veritable mobs. With 3 Estus shards and the fucking Storm Ruler as my weapon, things do not go well. After dying 2 or 3 times, my strategy becomes to just tank as much damage as I can survive, to wail on the tree's nutsacks and force him into phase 2 as quickly as possible while preserving at least a fraction of health. The enemies won't respawn then, and he'll kill most of them with his booty slams because the arena is so small, and I can then hopefully try to pull out a victory. The first attempt of this strat fails, as I usually don't fuck around with the hand and focus on eliminating the tree through his butt balls. But on the second try, with only a whisper of health left, the Great Wood gets axed. But my trials are just beginning. It's now time for the long, torturous hunt for the small Lothric banner. I try everywhere. Perhaps enduring the dragon bullshit and clearing out these items is the trick. Nope. But inside, I do find the lift chamber key, which unlocks an area that I literally never go to. Alright, let's give it a try. A nice and easy randomized enormous dragon. Let's see how my damage is. Oh, fuck no, I'm out. What are the chances it's down here anyway? I wander around for literally an hour, checking every nook and cranny. I even go back to Firelink Shrine and try trading with Pumperum. Perhaps I need to kill Emma and fight the dancer's replacement. Unfortunately for me, but even more unfortunately for Emma, killing her actually does not spawn a boss encounter at all. At this point, there is quite literally nowhere else to go, and an idea I dismissed as a far-fetched farce claws its way to the forefront of my consciousness. Could it be the dragon with the impossibly large health bar? I brace myself for misery and take the plunge.
Che